this, and he's now trying to remember exactly what the file says.
Yeah, and I guess if you play this Queen A5, Queen H5 maneuver, then especially for a younger player, it means you've checked it in the last couple of years, you will be aware of this game theory upon your sheet.
I think so, yeah, I think so.
It is slightly surprising to see him think after CD5, but go on.
Yeah, in particular because you don't really have very many good options. Knight C, yeah, now he's taking e5. Because Knight C5 just straight up loses a piece to Knight takes e5 and this pin decides. So the only real other option would be to go Knight G5, but once again, like why would you give yourself this endgame? Rook G3 or Bishop B2 is just clearly at least a slightly worse endgame because F4 is a threat. If you ever take on D5, this will be a very strong piece, followed by Bishop C3 and pressure on the G file. So yeah, you obviously take on D5, Knight takes D5 already blitzed out by Arjun, and now you can make different decisions.
Like Gukesh,
yeah, Bishop C5, obviously one of them. Rook E8, perhaps another.
I loved how you said Bishop C5, Queen E2, and then you play a normal move. Here, I wouldn't even know what a normal move is.
Yeah, I have no idea either. I have, by this point, I was sort of shocked by this so much that I was briefly aware of what is suggested by the Silicon Overlords. And in this position, the suggestion is to go for this line, which somehow supposedly is fine for black, despite us allowing Knight F7 check. This still somehow works out.
Seems like there's going to be all sorts of Knight G6 chessmating ideas at some point as well. But
so that's fine.
Maybe enough counterplay.
Yeah, doesn't even go for Knight F7. I think it starts with Knight D3 and then the game just continues attacking C5, protecting F2. Kind of a logical move, honestly. But you can probably do something else, and also Bishop C5 is not entirely forced. So the one thing you would worry here about as Pragg or as somebody who supports Pragg from a distance is if he actually finds himself in that extremely weird spot here where he knows he's looked at this, but he doesn't actually remember what the file says, and you don't know if you're supposed to think or try to remember.
Yeah.
And this is an extremely weird spot, right? We've all been there. I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Many times.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, but for me, very often in those spots, you sit there kind of wishing you knew nothing. Because it would have been just sort of easier to concentrate.
Yes.
It would be easier to just tell yourself, okay, this is a new challenge. These are my options. I have 90 minutes to pick something. And the queen has to abandon. Like currently, if you move your rook in this position, at least black will have a check from b6. But after queen g5, whichever square you choose, yeah, this is what he plays. I think we resign now because wherever the queen goes, we can play rook h4, and there will be no chance. Queen f3, that's 3.
Feels like there must be something here.
Rook g7. Yeah, like it really isn't very exciting anymore. Queen g4 we take, we go rook g1. And g5, f6, king h7, bishop f7. It actually is made. It actually is made. He's got rook h4. This is actually quite clever as well because he very correctly understood
that just drops back.
It is one check. It is specifically one check.
Yeah,
and then it's over.
And we do see the handshake. It is checkmate. There we go. What a battle! Big fight between these two.
Very unusual game in that it felt like they both knew a lot, and then they both like sharply deviated from what is supposed to be the best play. And somehow this ended up favoring Gukesh greatly because he did not really, apart from this very odd choice of playing rook g2 in the position which he absolutely was supposed to know backwards and forwards, like
inside and out.
Yeah. Inside and out, yes, that's the one. That's the one. Apart from that one's weird, I don't know if we're even supposed to call it a mistake, inaccuracy, whatever you want to choose. He really made no other questionable decisions in the entire game.
Yeah, and it's nice to see, I should just mention that both Parham and Magnus, and now this game between Gukesh and Pragg, they both signalled